And I want you to know there's some silent sheets coming around. Put your name, address, email, and phone number. My sister do on that side if you don't mind. And so we can have a contact list because there is going to be follow-up meetings. Your NAACP, your SCLC, as well as the Democratic Party plan on working with us. We need y'all to work with us. Mr. What we got you now? Go ahead, Mr. Richard.
I'm Richard Dien, Winfield. I live down the road in Athens. I'm planning to run for Congress in the 10th district. I have a big question that requires a bold answer from the state president. It has to do with one of the fundamental inequalities in our legal system. We know that the Constitution guarantees everyone legal representation in criminal cases, but it does not in civil cases. And in the case of the Martins, like every other case, there are two sides. There's a criminal aspect, but then there's the aspect of being able to get legal representation to enforce one's rights and get the compensation one deserves. Now, what can we do to ensure that everyone, no matter what financial resources they have, can get legal representation for civil cases that would enable the Martin family to get the representation they need? Can we use a legal care for all system, modeled after a Medicare for all, that would allow everyone to choose whatever lawyer they want and have that funded by the state and supported by fair taxes, fair wealth taxes and the like? What do you think would be the real answer?
So the 7th Amendment to the Constitution guarantees right to counsel in a criminal proceeding, and it is an important right. And in the criminal context, at least we are still trying to make real those promises, which means we haven't even got it right in the criminal context. In this, and that's why if I raise the public defender system, then you begin to shake your head. Why? Because we know it is poorly funded. The public defenders are not paid on parity with the prosecutors. And two lawyers who both work for the state, one is paid more to prosecute and the other is paid to defend. They don't have the same resources. So even in the criminal context, when I say same resources, investigators, etc., you can do something about that because your county budget supplements the pennies that the state provides for indigent defense. The NAACP was a part of a lawsuit to force this state to do more to back up the 7th Amendment and its constitutional obligation to provide counsel in the criminal context. So the chairman is here. Instead of talking to the chairman about how good it is to see you tonight, he has a nice shirt on, instead of bragging about how beautiful his shirt is, say, how much is the county supplement to the indigent defense program? Let's see the numbers. And then make sure that you talk with the circuit public defender and see what they really need to do their job. Now, your question was about the civil context. We have another system in Georgia called the Georgia Legal Services. And every year, Georgia Legal Services gets less and less from the state government to operate. And it gets less and less from the federal government to operate. As a matter of fact, your president proposed in his proposed budget to eliminate all funding for the entity that gives the majority of the funds to Georgia Legal Services. If you have ever used Georgia Legal Services, raise your hand. This is when you get evicted. This is when you want to file for divorce. This is when a number of things for poor people, Georgia Legal Services. You don't know about it because we've had a generation with it being poorly funded. And so these are two vehicles that we can increase access to good, competent attorneys. Make no mistake about it, the Martin family will have the best representation that we have in this state. And we intend on making sure this is not swept under the rug here in Washington County. And listen, watch your politicians, because they can be bought and sold. You need some folks who are unbossed and unbought. And that's what we intend on doing. We came to get justice. Anybody else came to get justice? So here's what we're going to do from a resource standpoint. this community needs to be organized.
Yes, it does.
And I want to see how many of you will sign up to come back for an organizing one-on-one session, where we organize ourselves, not just talk, but actually do the real hard work, the not sexy work of organizing ourselves. There will be workshops, and we will come back and bring those workshops so that people can be trained. In those workshops, go back and tell your pastor, if you want to stay pastoring us, get your butt to the workshop. Go back and tell your salons, your barbers, your bankers, etc. If you want our money, help us organize ourselves. And that's how you make change. You understand that? Jesus changed the world with 12 people.
Right.
But they had to organize themselves. Amen.